Oh, hello. Welcome everybody to this webinar. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm so glad that you are here. You can see the screen, and if you can hear my voice as well, can you just type something in the chat box? Say good morning to Casey, because today our trainer also called Casey. Just type good morning. Yeah. Thanks, Ken, Dan. Great. Okay, so today, Casey Chong, he is Managing Director of SAC Wealth Management Sdn Bhd. We say this is he is the guy, he's my mentor that got me involved in the financial industry. Of course, we still have some form of collaboration, and in fact, I learned most of my financial stuff through Casey Chong. So he's the first person who teach me how to use the financial calculator. Even before I went to get my course in my qualification in RFP, Registered Financial Planner. So Casey Chong, he's here today. He's also my co-author of the book Money Tips from Doctors, and he is a former lecturer, for CFP Module 6. So it's the hardest module in the CFP, Certified Financial Planning. So he is one of the lecturer as well last time. Of course, he got too much thing to do now. He's no longer lecturing, but he's a very sought after trainer for a lot of in the financial industry as well. So he's trained insurance agents, some financial planners as well. So I will cut the introduction short. You can see a lot of stuff here, but I guess what interested you today is that what you are going to share, what we are going to teach you. That's about time value of money, which is taught during the first module of CFP or IFP. Normally, the first module they will teach about this time value of money, and I can say that this is the most important thing I learned, which is still very useful whenever we talk about financial planning or planning of finances or investing, or how to make good financial decision based on the return, the interest, the value of money in terms of time. So without further ado, we have Casey Chong. Hi.
Hi, KCLau. So I have
Nice to have you
spell
here.
your surname as well because it will confuse others if I don't address your surname. I'm also
Yeah,
Casey Chong.
I
Hi.
think the first thing you want them to do is to download the calculator, right? How about
Yes,
we
yes,
get to
you're
that?
right.
Tell them the app to download so that they can get it done, and then we can start the presentation.
Yeah, exactly. Let me go to the screen. All right. This is the screen. This is the, what do you call that? The financial calculator. If you are using Android, kindly go to your Google Play to download this financial calculator. Recognize this icon. And also, if you are using iOS, also go to your App Store and download this app. It's free. It's free.
So it's called the Easy Financial Calculator, is it? Easy.
Yes, Easy Financial Calculator. Kindly download it now, and you can do it within half a minute.
Okay, nice. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk about time value of money. I think a lot of people really they don't understand the concept of time value of money. That's why I think like 9 out of 10 financial question I got right from my readers is basically if they understand time value of money, they will know what decision to make.
Yes, exactly. Now, what we are going to learn today will be something that is very unique, and it will be useful for the rest of your life. And you can really make a lot of financial decision, wise financial decision, to actually to make your decisions so that you won't fall into the trap or even make the wrong financial decision. So this is very useful and very you can use for rest of your life. All right. So yeah. So shall I start now?
Yeah,
Casey
let's
Lau?
let's do it. Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'm not sure if how is the progress of downloading the apps. I think should be okay, right? Most of the attendees are youngsters.
Yeah,
Shouldn't be a problem.
if you already get that apps installed on your phone,
Yes,
can you just type in yes in the chat box? Let us know.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we got people already like get it done
All right.
already. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Nice.
All right. Let's move on. Now, let's get the concept of time value of money right first. So money has different values at different point of time. Okay, so just do a very simple check. An amount of money received today is worth more than the same amount if it were received a year from now. All right, if you are given A and B, 1,000 A is 1,000 today, and another one is B is 1,000 a year later. Which would you choose? All right, just give a reply, A or B.
So you want the 1,000 today would be A. If you prefer to have it 1 year later, then you choose B, right?
Yes, exactly.
So I guess I didn't see any B, but a lot of them like putting A.
Yes, this is a very simple answer, a very simple question. Next, why is that so that you would choose A? So the reasons would be if you receive the 1,000 today, you can invest it to earn a higher rate of return, right? The second reason is because it's for your personal consumption preference. If you have 1,000 now, then you can use it now rather than wait until 1 year later. And also because of inflation and also the risk of losing the money. So another question, next, interest. Now, if you are given 1,000 today for A, or choose B, 1,100 a year later, which one would you choose?
This one will be a little bit tricky, right? I guess it will be some people will choose A and some will choose B. So
Yes,
it depends, right? So type in your answer in the chat box. There's a mix already now. Like some are B, some are A. Okay.
Make our brain work a little bit early in the morning. Now, choosing between A and B, it depends. All right, it depends. If you have a potential vehicles to invest which can generate more than 10%, then you might as well choose A. But if you cannot get a 10% rate of return after 1 year, you might as well choose B, right? So it depends. So next, let's share with you some simple concept about simple interest. Now, most of our car loan, our hire purchase, will be using this simple interest. Just quote an example. What do you mean by simple interest? I'm going to move a little bit tougher and tougher later, but let's get the simple concept right first. Now you have 1,000 invested with 5% simple interest. And how much will you receive after 4 years? Very simple. You just take 1,000, multiply by 5%. 1 year is 50 ringgit, and after 4 years, you will get 200 ringgit. This is called simple interest. It doesn't compound. All right. Now, the hire purchase of the car loan is calculated based on simple interest. Just quote an example. Purchase a car price of 100,000. Interest rate is 5%. Your payment term is 6 years. And how much is the monthly installment? Now, this one you can even calculate without using your financial calculator. You can just calculate based on your normal calculator. So you take 100,000 multiplied by 5% is 5,000 a year, right? Then you have 6 years, so 5,000 multiplied by 6 is 30,000. So 130,000 divided by 72 months, all right, 72 months installment, then you are paying 1,805 ringgit of your monthly installment. Okay, simple. Let's move on. This is called simple interest. If you can stop me halfway if you want to understand better. I'm going to move a little bit faster and faster, and it's getting tougher and tougher later. So just get ready. Right? I just want to make a quick check. Have everyone downloaded your financial calculator?
Okay, most of them say yes. Yeah.
Yes, because this program cannot continue without your financial calculator in your handphone. Okay, it's free of charge. Next, now let's beside simple interest, another concept is called the power of the compound interest. Now, compound interest, according to Albert Einstein, you know who this guy is? All right, he's one of the genius in the 20th century. So compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, according to Albert Einstein. And just make a very simple, concept. Just quote an example. How many holes are there in golf course? Right, it's about 18, right?
18,
let's say you want to play 18 or 36, whatever. Now, if KCLau and KCLau make a bet, every hole, let's say if KCLau wins the the first hole, then I'm going to KCLau is going to pay 20 cents to KC Chong, and if KCLau wins, then KC Chong will pay the 20 cents to KCLau. All right. Then the next hole will double up the amount, which become from 20 cents to 40 cents. Then from 40 cents, the third hole will be the bet will go up to 80 cents. All right. So we double up. KCLau, okay? Are you willing to go together?
So every hole will have to double up, right? Times
yes,
2.
we double up. Just start from 20 cents. So now looking at 20 cents is a small bet, right? So whoever even beginner would like to join, doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Even you totally do not know about golf, it's okay for you to bet 20 cents. Okay? Now,
yeah.
So let's look at it. Now, every 20 cents, we compound double, double. At the 10th hole, from 20 cents, it has become 102 ringgit. Now, you want to make a guess from 11 to 18, how much would that be? Okay, if you just double up, it will become 26,000 at the 18th hole. So don't play with 20 cents. If you compound it, yes.
So you have 17 hole for you to practice lah, because ultimately whether you win or not is the last hole that matters, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. So what did this tell you? What's the message that I would like to share is because now compound interest can work for you or even can work against you. If you put your money in a place which cannot generate a compound interest or even cannot generate a good return for you, then it's actually working against you. But if you have a very good investment vehicle or whatsoever, so you can actually use the investment vehicle to compound for your future, let's say your financial, your retirement planning, or even your children education as well. So this one, so you have to make sure that you really get the compound interest to work for you. Now, how do we calculate? Now, I would like to make a disclaimer here. Can everyone see this calculator, this screen on your calculator?
Yeah.
Okay. There are a lot of icons inside within the financial calculator. Now, the most commonly used one is this one, TVM calculator, time value of money. This is the calculator. Later on, we are going to touch a little bit about your loan calculator. Okay. So now the whole program, 85% will be covering TVM calculator. All right. Now, I would like to make a disclaimer here. We choose this calculator is because it is easy to use and free of charge. The speaker or myself or KCLau, we don't have any vested interest in these apps. All right. Don't get us wrong. We are not selling it. We are not promoting it. We just want to use it to let you have a better understanding about your about time value of money and financial calculator. So at least after this program, you can still continue to use it. All right. Any errors or mistakes taught in this session will not lead to any legal liabilities of the easy calculator apps or developer or company. So and then our speaker today also, we don't take any liability for any errors or mistake and shall not hold responsibility on the wrong decision made by the webinar attendees. All right. So we would like to make this disclaimer. All right. So this is purely for education purpose. Now this is time value of money calculator. Now this easy financial calculator, okay, when you come in, click in, then you can see there are a lot of icons here. So just click on this one. All right. So there are a lot of commonly used button. So number one is called present value. Number two is PMT, payment, and number three is future value. This one is interest rate per year and also number of period. Can anyone see all these buttons? I use this different icon is because I used to use the paid version one. So that's why the icon looks a little bit different, but doesn't matter as long as you can spot the present value, payment, and future value, interest rate. All right. So what does all this button about? Number one is present value. Present value means the money that you're holding now in your hand. Currently, this is the value, right? Let's say you are holding 100 ringgit of ringgit Malaysia. So 100 ringgit can buy the products which is equivalent to 100 ringgit as of today. All right. Payment is payment. Later, I'm going to explain this. Don't confuse yourself now.
Yep.
And also future value. Future value is your this 100 ringgit. If after 10 years, okay, if you compound it every year is 5%, then you can get a future value of certain amount in the future, right? Interest rate per year, which is what do you call it? Let's say you put your money in the FD, 4%, then that is called the interest rate. And number of period, it can be yearly, half yearly, quarterly, or whatever, like monthly. All right. So this is number of period. So clear? Now, before you use the financial calculator, you have to do a setting. There are a few important settings you must remember. Number one is the compounding period. You can be either monthly, annually, semi-annually, quarterly, weekly, or daily. Can you see all the buttons at the bottom? At the bottom of the okay. I can't show you the screen.
Yeah, it's I see the screen. It says mine is an iPhone, so it's a iOS version. This one is say compounding is now it's like by default monthly. So if you click them, you tap the money, it will come out, and then you can choose annually, semi-annually, quarterly.
Yes. Okay, so you just click on it, and whatever you want to compound, you can compound. Let's say, for example, your insurance premium is your monthly premium. Then you want to know the period. Then also, if FD rate is giving you yearly, annually, semi-annually, or quarterly, or semi-monthly, bi-weekly. All right, so you can choose from all this. And the most commonly used one are the monthly and yearly. Okay, the rest, not many financial institutions are using it. Next, mode. Mode, you have. Can you see the mode at the bottom?
Yes.
There's end mode and beginning mode.
Yeah.
Okay, so end mode means, let's say, for example, if you put your money now, 1 year later, you will get 4% return from the bank. All right, so that is called end mode. After you only receive your interest end of the period. Okay, now this period doesn't mean not necessarily is a yearly period. It can be monthly, quarterly. It depends on what's your setting on the compounding return.
Yeah.
Okay, and the decimal digit you can see at the bottom, 2, 3, or 4. Normally we use 2 or 3 or 4, doesn't matter. All right. So basically that's it. Okay, are we clear? The setting, you only need to do these two settings. All right, are we good?
Good. Compounding and mode, right? Okay.
Yes. All right, let's move on. Now, let's use some practical questions so that you can understand how to use it. Now, your future value. Now we are going to try on each different buttons. Each different button that the variables, the PV, PMT, FV, rate, and period. So this program, we will first cover the future value. Okay, we will calculate the future value, and then we slowly calculate on each different thing. I'm going to show you later. Now, future value of money. Let's say you have 1,000 invested in a return of 5% per annum. PA is called per annum. If you see PM is per month, right? So 5% per annum. Then how much would it be after 5 years? Now you can also use this normal calculator to calculate this, but you are going to compound it many times. You are going to calculate, and also some people who are very good in mathematics, you can also use some formula to calculate. But in financial calculator, it's very simple to use to calculate this purpose. For this purpose. Now let's get the concept right first. Now 0 is mean now. Now the period is now current, and you invest 1,000 into financial tools. Then after 1 year, end of 1 year, you will get how much? 5%. You get 1,050 ringgit. Then another year, second year. Now you only invest once. You only invest once here. Okay. So every year, end of the year, you will compound 1,102. Then this 1,102.5 is actually compound based on 1,050 to compound 5% and get 1,102.5. Then third year, fourth year, and fifth year. So at the fifth year, you will get 1,276.28. Okay, so which means 1,000 invested now, compounded at 5% per annum. After 5 years, end of 5 years, you will get 1,276.28 in your bank account. Okay?
Yep.
All right, simple.
Yeah, good.
Now, this is the concept. Then how do we press in your financial calculator? Okay, as you can see here, 1,000 invested in return of 5% per annum. Now you can press here 1,000. Anything that come out of your pocket, you can press negative. Negative. So you try to press the button in your financial calculator. Let's say you press negative 1,000. Okay, press at the don't press the green color button, the PV button. Don't press. You just fill up the blank, the line. Okay, negative 1,000. Payment 0, because we are not using this button yet. And what are we looking for? We are looking for the future value of this money. And what is the rate? The rate is 5%, and the period is supposed to be 5 years. So you change your setting to annually.
Yeah, the compounding you have to change to annually first, right?
Okay, yes, compounding, change to annually, and then you okay, end mode. Okay, now the final button is the button that you want to look for the answer. Okay, you then finally only you press the green button of FV, future value.
My iOS version is a blue color, so
your blue.
yeah.
Blue
Anyway,
color.
it's the FV, so you press the FV, right?
Oh, okay. The Android version is green color. All right, everybody got the answer? The answer is 1276.28.
Yes.
Simple?
Got it. Yep.
All right. So this is you are looking for the answer of FV, future value. Okay. Now this kind of a financial calculator also can help you in other ways. Which is we will look for the present value. Okay. Now, how do we calculate present value? Whatever answer that you want to look for, you just press it last. The final button, you press it, then you will come out with the answer. All right, we have to key in all the data first. Now, the question looks this way. How much to be deposited now? Now, how much you need to deposit it now in order to receive a 20,000 after 10 years, compounded at 5% per annum interest rate. Okay, since we are going to look for now, we want to know how much that we need to deposit now in order to get a 20,000 10 years later. So we will key in the PV button last. Okay, now let's do it together. What's your PV? PV, you leave it blank. PMT also leave it blank. Your FV, future value, how much is your future value? Because you need 20,000 after 10 years. 20,000. Then what's your annual rate? Annual rate of return is 5, and period will be 10. Okay, make sure your setting is correct. The annually mode, the annually mode, and end mode. Okay, once you get all the data done, then you just press the green button or blue button of PV.
Yep.
Present value. Hey, sorry. Wait. Okay.
That's right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. PV. PV. Now you can see a negative button here. Negative sign in front of the PV, the 12,278. Can you see the negative button? Negative sign there.
Yeah.
Now, this negative means money out of your pocket, which means if you are going to invest 12,278 ringgit now, 10 years later, you will get 20,000. Okay, so this is the way to calculate present value. Now this is only 101, financial calculator 101. So for people who are very good in using it, so please bear with us. And this is only for beginners. Right. Next. Now another one is we want to calculate the end period. Right. Another button. Okay. So how does the questions look like? If you invest 6,000 now, with an interest rate of 6% per annum, in how many years will it turn into 8,000? Okay, so what are we looking for now? We are looking for the time period, So we will press the N button last. Okay. Now let's try now. Okay. So what's your PV? If you invest 6,000 now, okay, so 6,000, you press a negative sign and 6,000, and your PMT, we leave it blank first, and your future value, how much will be your future value? You want to know, okay, future value is 8,000, compounded at 6%, and your period will be, you are calculating the period, right? So you are looking for the answer, then you press the period, the green button or blue button. Press the period, and it will come up with, what's your answer?
Yeah, who got the answer can type in the chat box.
Yes, the answer is 4.94.
Yeah.
All right, what does this
Okay.
mean? It means, yes.
Okay, I got it. I got the answer right.
All right, good. So are we okay to move on?
Okay, good.
So which means you have 6,000 now, you invest, then you want to know how many years it will achieve 8,000. So you want to know, so the answer will be 4.9371 years. This 0.93 doesn't mean 9 months, because this 0.93 is you have to multiply by 12. Right, it's about 4 years and 11 months something.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is N, the period. Next, we want to look for interest rate. Okay, now a deposit of 5,000 now enables a withdrawal of 7,500 in 8 years' time. What is the compounded interest rate per annum? This is important. Let's look at it. Let's check. What's your PV? PV is, you press negative 5,000. PMT, we leave it blank first. We are going to come to that in a short while. And what's your future value? Your future value is 7,500. And what's your rate of return? We are going to calculate, we are going to look for a rate of return, right? So that's why we leave it blank. We only press the rate of return last. This is the answer that we want to look for. And the N will be how many years? 8 years. So we want to know the compound interest per annum. Then finally, only we press the rate. What do you get? Can anyone type in the chat box whether you get the correct answer?
You say 5.2.
5.2. You are right.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, which means every year this money is compounded at 5.2% for 8 years. Then your 5,000 will become 7,500 after 8 years time. Okay, so this is the meaning. Next, okay, we are going to touch on another new button, but it's also the one that we left behind just now. So PMT by right is called payment, but payment sometimes people are confused. So you can use as an acronym of pay many times, PMT. Pay many times mean if you save 1,000 every year, that means just now the PV is only pay one time. This one is pay many times. Okay, if you say 1,000 every year, compounded at 6% per annum, how much would you accumulate after 10 years? Okay, same thing, payment per year is 1, and also the mode is N mode. Payment per year is yearly. Okay, now what's your PV? PV, you press the PV. PV is 0 because it's not relevant anymore. PV is not relevant, so we leave it blank. We just key in 0. Now, what is the payment? Payment is negative 1,000. And FV, we are looking for FV, right? Okay, so we leave the FV last. And rate will be 6%. Period is 10 years. All right, so let's look for future value, FV. How much do you get? Come. What's your answer?
Okay. Type your answer in the chat box.
Type your answer.
13180.8.
Or any other different answer? Any other different answer?
Yeah, most people got 13180.
Okay, are you sure you're right? Let's see. Yes, you're right.
Correct. Jackpot.
13,180 ringgit. Okay, so which means you put aside 1,000 every year, compounded at 6%. After 10 years, you will get 13,180 ringgit. Okay, this is what we call PMT. All right, so basically we have covered all the buttons: the PV, the PMT, the FV, the rate, and also the period. Okay, up till now, any questions? Kindly type in the chat box first. We want to make sure you are clear, then only we can move on to a tougher one.
If you have question, I think so far so good.
So far so good, huh? Very simple, huh?
Okay, good.
All KCLau's these fans are really very smart.
They are smart one, yeah. No, you,
Smart,
you teach very well. I mean, it's very clear, people say.
Because all this while you're educating them through your webinar. Shouldn't be a problem. All right, shall we?
Yeah, let's move on. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Now, when it comes to real life situation, no, okay, there's one more. All right, now we are looking for PMT. Okay, this is more practical questions. If you need to accumulate 350,000 upon your daughter's entering college after 15 years, compounded at 6% per annum, how much you need to put aside every month? Now has changed to monthly. You see, every month. So go and change your setting first. Change your setting to monthly. Okay, change to end mode. Now, if you need to accumulate 350,000, which means this 350,000 is your what? Future value. Okay, so your PV is 0. Why 0? Because we are going to put aside every month, so PV is irrelevant now. Okay, PMT, we are looking for the answer of PMT. Future value, which means we need to accumulate 350,000 for daughter's education fund. This is future value, and your rate is 6%. And period, now be careful here, a little bit tricky here. Right? If we said 50 years, and how many months are there in 50 years? So this button actually this is for the paid version one. Okay, for the easy version, you just take 15 years multiplied by 12, which is how many months?
180 months, yes.
180 months. That is your period. Yeah. So then you press the PMT. All right. Question. Please type your answer in the chat box again.
Yeah. So how much do you need to set aside each month? Starting from now.
Each month. Give us the answer.
Yeah, we got the first answer coming from William 1203.5.
Okay. Any other different answers?
No, basically, yeah.
Oh, very
Most
smart.
of them got it. Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
You guys are correct. 1203.50. Now, what does this mean? This means that you have to consistently put aside 1,203 ringgit every month into investment vehicles, either it's 6% or 8% or 9%, whatever. All right. So in this case, it's 6%. All right, compounded at 6%, and after 15 years, your daughter will be able to have this 350,000 to enter into a college and study. Okay, this is how your parents save money for you guys, for your college or university. All right, move on.
Good.
Okay, next. Now, I want to introduce a concept called effective rate versus nominal rate. Now, what do you mean by effective rate? Effective rate means it is calculated based on something like your housing loan. That means the more you pay, you will reduce your principal, and then the interest will be only charged based on the outstanding rate. But for nominal rate means is what do you call it? Is the rate that quoted by the financial institutions. Let's say, for example, if you wanted to buy a car, So the bank will offer you 2.3%, for example, 2.3%. Okay. Now this 2.3% is actually called nominal rate. This is nominal rate, but the effective rate will be different. Okay. If you really calculate the effective rate, then it will be slightly different. Okay. Let's move on to try to work out more examples for this effective rate and nominal rate. Now let's ask a very stupid question. Which interest rate is higher, 3 or 5? It's very stupid, right?
Which interest rate is higher? Oh, so if you're looking at this, then 5% should be higher, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. All right. So, all right. If it is associated to car loan, if this car loan is 3%, and then this housing loan is 5%. Now, which is higher now?
Oh, this one will be very tricky.
Yeah, tricky, huh?
Mm.
Now, looking at the rate, this is called nominal rate. This is also called nominal rate. But what is the effective rate of this car loan, and what is the effective rate of this housing loan? Okay. Now, by right, the financial institutions or banks should charge you lower for your housing loan. Why is that so? Because your house price will appreciate, and your car by right is depreciating. So they are supposed to charge you higher, okay, compared to your housing loan. And somehow your house is being pledged to the bank, and they have some collateral in hand. So by right, they are supposed to charge you lower interest rate. Okay. Now, why is that so? You think that car interest rate is lower compared to housing loan. All right. This is because the method of calculating the interest rate is different. Okay. They are calculating at the different formula. Car loan is calculated based on the simple interest, as I mentioned earlier, and housing loan is calculated based on the compounded rate, okay, compounding interest. Now let's move on to explain a little bit further. Simple interest. If this is a car, you purchase a car at the price of 100,000. The interest rate is 3%. Payment term is 7 years. How much is the monthly installment? Can you calculate your monthly installment? Okay, by using the simple calculator. For those who just came in late, and very simple, 100,000 multiplied by 3% is 3,000 a year. 3,000 a year multiplied by 7 years is 21,000. So 21,000 plus the principal is 121,000 divided by 84 months. 84 months is 7 years. So 1 month you are paying 1440.5. Okay, this is simple interest calculation method. All right, next. Now, if you want to convert this 3%, just now I mentioned 3% is the nominal rate, is the interest rate that is quoted by the financial institution to the customer. Now I'm going to quote you 3%, but this 3%, due to the different method of calculating, okay, you are taking this monthly installment, convert it into your what, PV, FV, or PMT. Okay, this 1440, you convert it into your PMT because you are paying every month. So change the financial calculator, the setting to monthly mode, because you are paying the monthly installment of 1440.5. PV is your car price, 100,000, and the N is 7 years. Future value, why we leave it blank? Why we put 0? Because at the end of 7 years, you do not owe the bank anything. So kosong, you finish paying the loan already, the higher purchase.
And some people might be confused about why PV now is positive, not negative already.
Okay. This one not so important, but this one, because it's your money is really out of your pocket, because this is your loan principal that doesn't come out from your pocket.
So it comes to you actually, right? Because you use that money to buy the car.
Yes. Now your PMT is out from your pocket, so negative. Right. This is the actual money that come out from your pocket, so you put negative 1440.5. All right. Now let's calculate the I per year. What is this? This is the interest rate. Now we are going to calculate. Can anyone give me the answer?
We got it, right? Ken is the first one who respond 5.57%.
Okay. Who else have different answers?
Oh, someone got 5.72.
5.72. Okay.
Oh,
Is it
end or
because
beginning, right?
should be begin.
So beginning, beginning,
Then later
5.72.
on, later on for sure people will ask when should I use end, when should I begin? Don't ask this question first. Okay, why we use begin here? Because the interest is being charged immediately upon your loan take effect. And then you are being charged at the beginning of the car loan. But not much difference one. The only difference between begin and end is only the first period interest rate. Okay?
Okay,
What's
good.
your answer? Good. The answer will be 5.72. Right? Now, this is the effective rate. Effective rate, which is we are comparing apple to apple. We are comparing this to the housing loan interest rate. Okay, so just now the housing loan is 5%, right? But this one, the nominal rate of car loan is 3%. But this one, when you calculate in this way, this is compounded interest. So actually the interest rate, the effective rate is 5.72. Got it?
Okay, good.
Next. Now, interest rate conversion and effective rates. As I mentioned just now, interests are quoted at the annual rate or nominal rate, which is your interest rate per year. To facilitate a comparison of investments with different compounding periods, you need to convert the nominal rates to effective rate, like what we have done just now. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Casey Zhong, are you going to talk about the beginning and end later?
Yes.
Oh, okay, we'll get to that then. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone is confused, but it's very common to confuse. It's okay to be confused. Now, this one we use begin because the housing loan is start to charge beginning of the period. But then if you receive interest rate from the bank, it's end mode.
Okay,
So
see,
it depends
no, this is something I have actually different view from this. So
yes,
what I
yes.
think is what you think is beginning is I think is end because you are talking about the interest. I was thinking like beginning and end should be based on the payment. So it's like if your payment, the first payment is on the beginning, then it should be beginning. But like car loan is like after you get the loan, but you pay at the end or the end of the first month only you pay the first installment. So it's supposed to consider end, not beginning in this case.
Oh, okay. All right, doesn't matter. So yeah, I think end mode and begin mode is only the first period interest rate difference only.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ken, you can, just because it's quite confusing for this begin mode and end mode. Sometimes you feel that it's begin mode, sometimes it's end mode.
But no worry, just a little bit of variance only. Yeah, doesn't make much
a little
difference.
bit of variance only, doesn't matter. Yeah. So if you let's say if you receive interest from the bank, so that is end mode, because the bank will only give you the interest rate interest end of the period. Yes.
Because on the pay is on the period when the money moves. Yes, so the first money moves, right? If your interest, right, then it should be end mode, right? So if the first period, and then we just carry on. I think
correct.
They don't want to know about this as well.
Okay, not much difference actually. Not much difference. Now this is another example of effective interest rate. So effective, let's say for example, if Bank A is offering a 10% per annum yearly rest, Bank B 10% per annum monthly rest, and Bank C is offering you 10% per annum daily rest. Okay. Now, if you are depositing the money and trying to earn the return, earn the interest, then which bank would you choose? All right.
Yeah, of course we will choose the daily one, right?
Yes, absolutely, because it's compounded daily. But how much higher will be the daily rest compared to B and A?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. All right, doesn't matter. This one I still can't find it in the easy calculator, but in the paid one, so it's actually you can use it to calculate this way. So for those who are very familiar with financial calculator, you can actually use this way. Yeah? So for bank A, because it's compounded yearly rest, so it's 10% per annum. For B is 10% per annum monthly rest, so you can change the mode. I mean, change the payment per year to 12. Then you press shift 10 shift non percent and shift effective. Then this will be the effective rate for monthly rest. Okay, the 10%, 10%, 10% is called nominal rate, but the effective rate for this bank B is 10.47%. Okay, whereas for the daily rest, now some banks, most of the banks actually they're compounded at 360. Yeah? So that is the formula that I use. So, but here we don't want to confuse you. We just compound at 365, which is 10 shift norm percent and shift effective. So this is the financial calculator that we normally use. Okay, for those who knows how to use the normal financial calculator, not the easy mode one. Okay, you can actually calculate based on this way. Okay, so the monthly rest is 0.47% more than the yearly rest, and the daily rest is about 0.52% more than the Bank A yearly rest. Okay, let's move on.
Yep.
Now this is a personal loan. Personal loan. Okay, this is abstracted from one of the red banks. Okay, so personal loan is 1.1% per month. Hey, is this? I can't see the. Let's see. Okay. What is the? What is the?
You say 1% per month only.
1% per month. Okay, because it's being blocked by the screen. But
your control panel is blocking you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I can't see that. Now this is all right. This is okay here. 1% per month. This is personal loan. Get our personal loan today to enjoy what. Okay. Now, after you have known the effective rate and the nominal rate, now just look at here. 1% per month. 1% per month is 12% per year, right? So 12% per year, and your now what do we want to do now is we want to see the 12% per month is a nominal rate, and we want to check the effective rate. Okay, just quote an example. You are taking a 50,000 loan for personal loan for 5 years. 1 month you are paying 1333.33. Now, how do you get this 1333.33? Can you all still remember? This is based on simple interest. No need financial calculator also can. So you take 50,000, multiply by 12%, which is 6,000, right, per year. So 6,000 per year for 5 years.
It's 30,000.
30,000. 30,000 add up to 50,000 principal divided by.
So it's 80,000 divided by 60 months, right?
60 months, yes. Okay. This is simple interest. So personal loan is calculated based on simple interest. So if you are taking a personal loan from the bank, this is the way you calculate your effective rate. The nominal rate will be 1% per month, 12% per year. But what is the effective rate? So now let's try to understand how the bank derive with this amount, which is using the simple interest, just like your car loan. Okay, next. Now we want to convert the nominal rate into your effective rate and try to understand how much is the effective rate that the bank is really charging. So same thing, payment per year, 12. Begin mode or end mode doesn't matter, not much difference. And your PV is 50,000. Okay, what is your PMT? PMT is the negative 1333.33. Okay. FV 5 shift end means 5 years multiplied by 12 is 60. Yeah? In your case, if you use this calculator, it is 60. The period is 60. Now let's calculate what's your effective rate for personal loan. Answer?
Oh, very high.
Answer? And if anyone got the answer?
Oh, William said it's 1.69. I don't think it's correct.
1.69, no.
No, now Khalid said 20.31.
Quite close.
20.31, yeah.
Okay. Others? Anyone? No more.
21.15 for beginning.
Okay. For begin mode, it's 21.15. For end mode, it's 20 something, right?
Yeah.
All right, you're right. 21.15. Now, what does this mean? Oh, you're surprised. Hey, the bank said 12% per year. How come it becomes 21% per year? This is effective rate. The 12% is what? Nominal rate. So that is based on, because the personal loan doesn't, the principal doesn't come down after you have paid the installment, even though you have paid the installment, because they have already charged you upfront. Okay? So the principal doesn't come down just like your housing loan. So if this doesn't come down, then the effective rate will be higher. Understand?
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Now, car loan. Come, let's practice some more. Car loan, your car loan, let's say your loan amount is 162,810. Your repayment period is 7 years. Okay, your interest rate, this is nominal or effective? This is nominal rate. Nominal rate. Let's calculate the effective rate. Okay, your monthly repayment is 2257. Okay, try to calculate the effective rate of this car loan. How do we press on the calculator? Okay, so this is the way you press it. Okay, PMT 2257, and the effective rate will be 4.53 instead of 2.35. 2.35 is the nominal rate, and this is the effective rate. All right.
All right.
We only have 5 minutes left, so I'm going to rush. Okay, credit card. The credit card, the effective rate will be 19.56 instead of 18. Okay, this one I'm going to skip. And mortgage loan. Now, mortgage loan, because mortgage loan is already an effective rate, because your principal will be reduced when you pay your housing loan. Okay, so if based on 4.25 of interest rate per year, your monthly repayment is 4919. Okay, let's calculate the effective rate. Okay, sorry. Oh, sorry, I'm using the other interest rate. Okay, all right. So if this is your principal PV, this is 1 million. Okay, we change the payment per year to 12. Calculate your monthly installment. Okay, this is the way you calculate your monthly installment for housing loan. Now, housing loan is already effective rate. So from here later on, I'm going to share with you another button called amortization. So from the amortization button, you will know that actually how the bank operate in terms of your principal, in terms of your interest. Okay, can all of you key in all this figure? Okay, remember this figure? Remember that? Okay, and we are going to calculate. Now we are going to use another icon called loan calculator. Okay, can you press the loan calculator?
Okay.
Okay. Now, what was the loan amount just now? 1 million, right? So
1
you key in the
million.
loan amount, 1 million. The interest rate per year, what's the interest rate again? 4.15. This is 4.15. This one I use the another bank one. So it should be 4.15. Don't use the 4.25. Okay, 4.15. This is 4.15. And your loan term, what is your loan term? How many years? 30 years, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Now they press the calculate first. Calculate. Can you see the button calculate?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the monthly payment, 4861, and you have a total payment of 1.749 million, and your total interest is 749,000, and your annual payment is 58,332, and your mortgage constant is 5.83. What is that? Later, I don't want to confuse you. Now, okay. Now I'm going to show you some magics. Just press. Can you see the button called amortization? At the bottom there, amortization. Okay, you press the button amortization, everything will come out. This is how the bank calculate your interest and your principal. See?
Oh, yeah.
Now, let's look at the first month. The first month, the number is called month. Now, the first month you are paying 4861 to the bank. And how much does the bank charge you? Interest?
3458.
Yes. How do you feel? But
Feel
no choice.
good.
We still have to take loan from the bank. Now, principal, you only settle your principal by 1,402 ringgit. You still owe the bank 998. Now, after you have paid for, let's say, 2 years, you look at 24. After you have paid for 2 years, the monthly 4861 that you are paying, the interest you are paying is 3342, and you only settle the principal of 1518. Okay, after you paid for how much? You only settle you still have a balance of 964,000. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So this one you can scroll down. Now, for people who have extra money, you say, oh, I don't want to let the bank charge me so high of interest. So what you can do, you go back to the loan calculator, go back to the earlier page. Can you see the extra payment per month? Let's say you have, okay. So remember this, you are paying total interest of 749, about 750,000. Okay, let's jot down 750,000. Okay, so if you pay extra, let's say you have extra cash flow of 500 per month. Okay, you pay extra 500 per month. Let's calculate again. Okay, you will save your interest from 750,000 to 600,000, which is by paying extra 500 ringgit every month, you will save 150,000 of interest from the bank, and you shorten the what do you call that? You pay off earlier by 59 months instead of 360 months. You only need to pay by 59 months. You have shortened by 59 months. This is the meaning. Okay, so for those who want to settle your housing loan, okay, you may do so. If you have extra money, if you have some extra money, you might as well dump it into your housing loan, because the principal the extra money that you dump into the housing loan will reduce your interest and shorten your tenure. Okay. All right. We are just about time, 11 o'clock. Any questions that you all want to ask? How many questions can we take, KCLau?
Yeah, we can take a couple of questions. So if you have any question, can just type in the chat box and let us know. What is the first question is, what's the difference of effective and nominal rate? I think people might be confused about that. Is there any other way that you can explain that can let them understand easier?
Understand easier. Okay. Let me see. Now, you see, car loan is calculated based on simple interest, and the rate that the bank quoted to you is 2.35%. This is nominal rate. Okay, but in order to understand, in order to calculate the effective rate, which is we want to compare apple to apple, which is comparing the car loan to the housing loan. So we want to convert it into effective rate so that you can compare apple to apple instead of apple to orange. So I'm not sure if we can explain clearly on that. It's quite abstract. I mean, this you want to try to understand effective rate and nominal rate. Nominal rate is you remember, is the rate that quoted by the bank. But you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I think whatever term, maybe like whatever term they use, right? Whether it's nominal rate or any rate at all, what you are interested to know is the effective rate, because that is the rate that you can compare to everything else.
Yes, correct.
So I think you don't have to be bothered much by the nominal rate, but what you want to know is what exactly is the effective rate of certain loan or investment scheme or anything. You just want to calculate that. That is the rate that you can compare to FD, compare to a housing loan, compare to something else. Yes.
And if there's a financial calculator 102 or 103, then you have more detailed kind of training.
But I think knowing this is already good enough. You can do a lot of stuff. I think 90% of the thing already.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, now the next questions will be PTPTM charges 1% per annum. So is it better to settle full payment versus saving it and paying monthly?
Come again.
Say PTPTM only charge 1% per annum.
Okay. 1% per annum.
So the question, I think, okay, now he said PTPTM only charges 1% per annum, but we want to know what is the effective rate. Whether 1% per annum, I don't know how it calculate. Is it based on how many years you pay back, right? Is it?
I think PTPN will charge you on whatever outstanding balance, right? So that is called effective rate.
So the 1% already effective, isn't it?
Yeah, already effective rate. Very
okay. So now we got the first part correct. So the second part, is it better to settle it full or just pay it monthly?
Oh, if PTPN is charging you so low, don't settle so fast.
Because you put in an FD, you are still earning another extra 2%, right, from that money, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, good.
PTPN is charged on outstanding. I got another confirmation from my guru.
So 1% from the outstanding, isn't it? Okay, good.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if PTPN charge you based on the outstanding. If PTPN charge you based on the outstanding, then yes, it is effective rate. So if 1% per annum is really, really, really low, so you should not settle it so soon. Just go according to
I'm not sure, because I try to find like on the internet about PTPTN loan. So some say it's flat rate. It said 1% is the flat rate. So if 15 years, they will charge you 15 years times 1%.
Oh, really? Okay. So if it is flat, then it's a nominal rate. But then even you convert it into effective rate, it won't be high.
Yeah. How about we do a calculation right now, like assuming that is a simple interest rate. So if you take 15 years to pay back, so how do you do that with your financial calculator?
Yeah, I can. But
so maybe KCLau, you want to? Yeah, I think you can do that. KCLau, maybe you can add another slides, right, with the calculator just to come up with the PMT.
I don't know how much is they paying for their monthly installment.
We can use any number, no problem at all, right? But because the PV we can use any number like 100,000 or 20,000. No, we can
I know. But then what about their actual monthly payment?
We can use the
person who asked the question. Maybe you can give us the correct figure so that we can calculate.
Casey John, we can actually calculate that because because it's simple interest rate. So it's 10,000, and then
Okay,
10,000
okay.
times 1% times 15 years, so it will be 15,000.
Oh,
So you'll
okay,
be
okay.
paying back
Oh, yeah, yeah.
25,000. Okay, divided
Okay,
by
can.
we can do
So
that. Yeah.
10,000, 1% is 100 ringgit. 100 ringgit, right? So 100 multiplied by 15 is
Yep.
1,005. 100 multiplied by 15.
Yes.
Yeah, 1,005.
Maybe you want to do another slide. So just with that PMT, all those, so that you can insert the number in and they will see clearly.
Like that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Can you do that? I think you can do that easily. You just duplicate one slide. I think the personal loan slide. Yeah, I'll just duplicate this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this will be the PTPTN loan. Yeah. So this will be interesting because I think most people have it, right?
So how much is the principal?
10,000. Let's say 10,000.
10,000. Okay. So
we don't know about the PMT, but we have to calculate that.
Okay.
So
Then
it should be
let me check. 0. Then your interest rate. We want to calculate the effective rate, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So 15 years. And
times 12.
PMT.
PMT will be 10,000 times 1%.
10,000 times 1%
times 15
multiplied by 15 plus 10,000 divided by
180 months.
180 months. You're paying 63 ringgit 88 cents.
Yeah.
63 ringgit 88 cents.
89 cent, I think 89 cent.
89. Okay, 89. Okay.
So you want to know the rate, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, now you use your... Yeah, what's the answer, guys?
Calculator?
Yeah, what's the answer, guys?
Let me get my calculator. Okay, present value 10,000, 63.89 negative. Future value 0. Annual rate don't know. Period 180 monthly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nobody submit any answer.
They already left.
Probably. So what's the answer, guy? Yeah. What's your answer, Casey?
Mine is one. If it is end mode, is 1.9.
Yeah. Beginning modes, end modes. Yeah, it should be end modes. 1.9.
Not high.
1.9. Yeah, 1.9.
Still very low. Still very low.
Yeah, still very low.
Yeah.
So still,
you don't settle your PTPN so fast if you have other higher interest rate.
Yeah.
If you have other higher interest rate of liability.
Okay, good. So we answer the questions. And how about we just get one more questions? Katie mentioned about mortgage constant.
Yeah. What is that?
So do you know about that? Because I don't see it on my calculator.
It is there. It is there. Mortgage constant. Right? I have not really go and study that because I am using different calculator. Where is it? Any participant knows about it? Because I have not studied that really.
Mortgage constant, I also don't know. I have no idea what's that referring to. Okay, we take another question.
Mortgage constant is 5.83. Let me see. I'll come back to you later.
I couldn't even find mortgage constant in my calculator. I don't know where it is.
5.83. Is it because the annual payment divided by your 1 million? Then you get 5.83. Is that so? 58,332 divided by 1 million. Yeah, but I don't know what is it used for. Mortgage constant.
Oh, it's the annual payment divided by the total loan, is it?
Yes, yes, correct. Annual payment divided by 1 million.
Oh, so it's called the mortgage constant.
Yeah, what is it used for?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let me go and Google a bit.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
good.
Good and okay, awesome. Great. So if you have, I think you learned the very basic of using the financial calculator today, and thanks
Yes,
a lot for Casey Chong for teaching all
no
this.
problem. You're welcome.
Yeah, and just one thing to clarify is about the end and beginning. Casey Chong, yeah, it's
Yes.
true that because I study CF, RFP, so it's when they talk about the beginning and end modes, right? It depends
Yes.
on the payment. So when the payment, let's say, if you draw a timeline, if your PV, the present value,
Yes.
it happened at the same time with the first payment, then it should be
Okay.
the beginning.
Yes.
So for example, let's say we seldom see beginning. We mostly see end because when you get a car loan, so the loan is dispersed, then you get your car,
Yes.
right? But
Correct.
you don't pay the first installment until you drive for 1 month, right?
Yes, correct.
So
correct.
the first payment will be like the after a month. So if that happened, that means your final payment will be same as your future value. So when your final payment is done, then it's like
Then it's
zeroize
finished off.
everything.
Yeah, zero.
Then that should be the end mode.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So but we will see we might see we might see beginning modes when you get from loan shark. So for example, you get loan from loan shark, right? So
correct,
so
correct. And
you loan
immediately
from
they will
them.
charge you already. Yeah.
Yes. So you take 10,000, so they say they charge you 5% a month.
Yes, correct.
So say, but they are not giving you 10,000. Say they just give you 9,500, right? So they charge the 5% upfront. So
Yes, correct.
so the first interest is done, so that is the beginning mode, right?
Correct. You're right. You're right.
But
Let me
anyway,
go and
if you
find out
find
more
it,
how to explain clearer to no problem, no issues.
yeah, no worry, guys. But anyway, it's just a slightly different, right? So no
Yes,
worry
yes.
at all. Yeah, but I think it's
Correct.
good enough for everyone. So thank you, everybody. Thanks, Casey Chong, for teaching all this good stuff to us. And with that
problem.
calculator installed on your phone, then you can always do your calculation on the fly whenever you want to do some financial decision on your own.
Yes. Good.
So if you love this session, can you please do me a favor? Go to the Facebook page. My Facebook page is facebook.com/KCLau Money. Then you can share this video because there's a live session over there. So if you're watching the live session on Facebook as well, just share this with your friends. Thank you very much. And Casey is coming back. I think I forgot. Is it November or December where you are going to share with us some of the new changes on the financial industry?
Financial Services Act. Yes.
So okay, we will talk more about that, right?
We have not decided the date yet, and we will let you know.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Casey Chong.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you, KCLau.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.